The police, recently there was a robbery at the Sonesta Great Bay Casino at the time robbery which took place on September 18, 2015, which is this year. And during the robbery, the culprits managed to steal an undisclosed amount of cash. They stole money from the casino, and shortly shortly after the robbery, a possible suspect in the case was spotted in the soccer garden area close to the zoo, and so the police officers went to that direction, and in the process, there was a chase between the police officers chasing this possible suspect who was driving a SUV, and but the gentleman fled the SUV, which means he jumped out of the car and he ran towards the zoo through the ring road, the dirt area through the ring road, and he avoided capture that day. And but in addition to that, the SUV that he left behind was it was the SUV that he left behind. The suspect left an amount of cash, a considerable amount of cash behind, and based on the investigation that was done by police, he was apprehended on September 23rd at his home. The amount of cash that was found in the Jeep, we prefer not to talk about it right now, but his arrest took place without resistance, and he's a 39-year-old male. We believe he's from the Dominican Republic. And of course, as I said, the investigation is in its early stages. There are there are witnesses to be questioned, and we believe there are more suspects in this case. And we are going to continue the investigation to see and find out exactly who all are involved in this criminal act, and to see if we can retrieve the other amount of cash, whatever is missing. And then also yesterday, that is September 24th, the Central Dispatch received a call at approximately 10:30 a.m. From a female in the Pancetta Road in Betty Estate, stating that there was a home invasion that was taking place at that moment, and the female that called was seemingly very, very scared, and she stated that herself and her child were alone at home, and two unknown men were busy, had forced them they were dressed completely in black, and with a mask and with a gun and so on, and they were forced themselves into her home as she and her child was in hiding. They had to hide because while she was on the phone with the 911 dispatch, and the 911 dispatch immediately sent patrols in that area to really investigate exactly what was going on, because the victim seemed to be very frantic. She was very nervous and so on. So the first patrol that arrived on the scene really indeed saw one man at the time wearing dressed completely in black with a mask, gun in his hand, and a bulletproof vest. So as you can see, he was holding a gun in his hand, and he was walking on the premises, and when he saw the officers coming, he aimed at them and fired a shot. The officers, then he took off running. The officers had to look for cover, and while running away they fired shots at him, but they did not hit him. And the officers, of course, as I said, returned fire, and however they were not successful in hitting him, and when backup arrived, a search was done of the entire area, but the suspects were not found. So the female victim, who that was in the house, and her child seems to be very traumatized of the incident, and they were not physically hurt, but they were both checked out by the paramedics. So the ambulance department was brought in so that they can check them out to see the conditions that they were in. And of course, seeing how serious the situation is, was the forensic department was called in to collect evidence on the scene. Some items were found. I will provide not to mention what they were, but these items would definitely help for the further investigation in this case. the case will continue to be dealt with by the Special Robbery Unit, who is in charge of armed robberies and home invasion and so on. And we hope that within short that we have some type of results that can lead us to possible suspects in this case. Now, seeing how serious this case is, Mr. Williams, the police department wants to send out a very stern message to the entire community, and not only the community, but even those persons, those criminal, those young men or women that are out there committing any criminal acts, that they can rest assured that the police will not be intimidated by that type of action. We are not going to be intimidated by it whatsoever. The police will do everything. So we don't want anybody to believe that it's over, they shot at the police and it's over. Absolutely not. And even if they didn't shoot at the police, they shot at someone else, it is not over. The police is going to do everything in its power to locate and to apprehend those responsible for what happened yesterday, for any other criminal act that is going on. It was clear to see yesterday that the suspects were totally prepared to confront law enforcement. They mean to say that, okay, if the law come or the police come, we're going to react. And because they were the ones that initiated the gunfight. They shot at the police for no apparent reason, for no reason whatsoever. And this type of criminal act is totally unacceptable in any community, any society, anywhere around the world. It's unacceptable for you to be shooting at police officers who are out there risking their lives to protect you. The same ones that you are protecting are the ones that are trying to eliminate you or destroy you, and the police is not going to accept that. The criminals can rest assured that the police will not stop. We ain't gonna stop. We ain't gonna back down in the fight against crime. And the police will continue under all circumstances, whatever it takes, to perform their duty, and that is which to provide safety and security for the community of St. Martin, this community and its visitors, because we believe that St. Martin is a country where we always lived safe and secure. And this is something that we have to put back in place. It has always been like that. It has gotten out of hand, and we have to take it back, whatever it takes. But again, the police can't do it alone. It's a joint effort. The police, the community, and everybody have to come together and say, you know something, I don't want a criminal activity in my area. That's the power the community have. I don't want it in my area. I call in the authorities. Let them come in and deal with the situation. Give us the information. Dial 9300, dial 911, call any police officer. Just give them the information. They will be the ones to put that information where it has to go. We will analyze it. We will know exactly where we have to be, how much manpower, when we have to put in our manpower to get this whole situation solved. So it's not a police problem, it's everybody's problem. So we are asking the community to come on board with us. Let us solve these cases together.
Televiewers, radio listeners, again from the losers, we will pull the lucky winner, and that lucky winner will travel to Curacao to participate in the Bahi, where it is possible for him to win 10,000 guilders or even a brand new car.
Wow.
The travel date to Curacao will be October 5th, and we will return on October 7th. All expenses paid by Lance Lottery. The drawing date in Curacao for Bahi is October 6th. Good luck to the one who wins.
All right.
Capitan?
So we're choosing one winner, right?
One winner.
Okay. Well, good luck to all the participants. And the lucky person is... Here we go. No, it's not. No, it's not. Are you serious?
Capitan, this is incredible. This is the third consecutive time that Captain John Elliott
has
won
won.
the Bahi.
Oh my
and you know
gosh.
What? You picked it.
And I keep picking the same number. I keep picking. Oh my gosh.
I think I have to change it.
Yeah, right? Oh my gosh, congratulations. Again.
Sorry.
ABC.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Basketball once again.
LBC.
Check it out.
Yeah.
LBC.
Is it okay? Get right back up and
That's
play
right.
somewhere.
Bring your friends and your family.
Vitamalt takes care of you. And now, check under the marked caps for a chance to win prizes. More detail on press.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guilders real easy. Island Finance. For education, a renovation. That's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
Well, the festival village have, I think, approximately some 80 plus booths. What we are aiming at is to at least fill up the eastern section of the festival village. We do not want to fill up the booths like how it is during Carnival. We want to fill up the booths like one booth that is occupied and the other one is free to go like a checkerboard. So like that, our tenants will have space to display their tables and people will not be too much on top of each other. But this far the interest has been coming in. There will be billboards which will be installed at the end of the week. And once those billboards would have been installed, then we expect that the interest will be more. But this evening we had a meeting with some prospect tenants and the interest was great, and it was also a good exchange program, whereas it's going to be a win-win for all parties involved.
Marketing plays a very important role to this because you only have about, let's say, almost 2 weeks for you to really start in October, and you're only now beginning to start to tell people about it. It's going to give you enough time to draw enough crowd to come here to enjoy the stuff and also to help your tenants because they have to purchase this stuff to also to sell and to take care of your bill.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the necessary documents and licenses have to be prepared, but we are collaborating with all stakeholders in definitely we pushing hard, fell-fierce to make sure that it become a reality, because it will be a pity, to reach so far and then have to pull back.
So in other words, what you're saying to me, to Gladys, what it is that you're going to start on the 12th of October?
Well, yes. But to be frank, honest, we have about 10 applicants already, 10 serious applicants already. And those applicants came in randomly based on the public relation marketing that we did already. But we're going to step up on the marketing come this weekend with more posters going up, because that was something that kind of hindered us somewhat.
This is considered a brilliant idea and a good opportunity for entrepreneurship, and therefore I would like for the general public to get involved, because this is the only way we're going to be able to move forward where this program is concerned. Besides food and beverage, there's also opportunities for people to start small business, cutting of hair, braiding of hair, etc., etc.
Next week, Wednesday, September the 30th, the foundation will be organizing another information session where those who have doubts about the program or have any further questions or would like to know more information are asked to come to the Festival Village. Our information session will be taking place from 6:30 p.m. up until 8 p.m. We're asking all of those to come out, be involved, as my colleague mentioned, give it the shot it needs, and have confidence in the program. It will work, and make your skills work for you.
The new recruits and salaries of the police officers, Member of Parliament Sir Vera Jacobs requested to know are budgeted for in the budget 2015? Yes. The new recruits are budgeted for in the budget 2015. How much is St. Martin contribution pertaining to the protocol? Well, we're in the process of establishing that at the moment. I'm going to give you an example. We have said that 10 officers need to be part of the joint detective cooperation team. But if we take 10 officers out of our police force at this moment, our capacity goes down. Those 10 officers will be paid for St. Martin because they are in the service of St. Martin. So those costs can be attributed to St. Martin as St. Martin's contribution to the joint detective team. But we've also said 10 members of the RST should fill those gaps in the detective department of St. Martin as well. And the knife cuts on both sides because it helps those 10 would be twinning within the detective department, and it will help on both sides that the level and the technology and the let's say analysis capacity that is being applied, modern technologies and capacity that are being applied in the joint detective team would also be transferred to our local officers, so that in 2 years, when this action is over, we will be left with a police force, with officers who have had not only training but also the necessary experience in applying new technologies and applying new methods of analysis and new investigative methods when it comes to combating crime. How much is St. Martin contribution pertaining to the protocol? I've said before, we are budgeting 1 million guilders for that program, and I believe for the year 2015 there's only 400,000, but there's a budget amendment being prepared. To deal with the amount. Has the Academy in the meantime been recognized as an institution by the Ministry of Justice? It is an institution of the Ministry of Justice. What we do have to do is establish in what form it will start function. Will it function as a public service of the Ministry of Justice? Will it function as a foundation? Will we put it in the form of a ZBO? Independent governing body? Those are all decisions that still have to be taken as far as the legal form of the ministry is concerned. Right now it functions just as a sub-department, as it were, of the Ministry of Justice. How far along are we with upgrading of the prison? Well, the renovation program has been completed totally. We're really right now just waiting to start with the expansion. The contractor is there, the equipment is there, everything is there, we're ready to go. The problem is finances. And as I've said before, it's either left or to the right, but it has to happen because we do not fully comply with the recommendations of the Commission for the Prevention of Torture. There are things that need to happen. We have to separate the young criminals 18 to 24 from the older criminals. For that, the expansion is the absolute condition that has to be carried out. And we need to create space within the prison, carry out all kinds of programs for their education and rehabilitation, for them to return into the community as productive citizens later. Their space is also necessary for that, and therefore has to be carried out. We are engaging, notwithstanding the fact that we have our limited means at the moment. We are engaging in itself interesting programs in the prison. You might have read just the other day that about 17 of the young ones have had got their degrees, several degrees in the course of the training and in the prison. And at this moment, my cabinet is basically preparing a paper on what we call entrepreneurship. Those prisoners that show talent to become their own business person, because we all know how difficult it sometimes is to get these folks, once they leave the prison, a job. We are also looking at the possibilities that they can become their own entrepreneurs in different areas of skills and expertise that they might have, and that is being prepared at the moment to be one of the programs to be carried out in the near future.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
In my opinion, everything is perfect and you would be great for the job. But I see here that there's a 2-year gap in your resume. What did you do?
I was hospitalized for mental illness.
Oh, mental illness?
I've undergone treatment and I have a wonderful family that supports me.
Well, that is good news.
No, it's fine. I'm recovered.
We'll contact you, okay?
For a better understanding of mental health and what you can do to stop mental health stigma, please go to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guineas real easy. Island Finance. For education, a renovation. That's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
Okay, besides the government putting in funds to help the carnival, what about the other businesses? How is that going?
Well, we got a tourist office that puts in. We got Orange that used to put in. They didn't come back to us this year. So we contacted one of the other telephone companies on the island, which is UTS, because Orange changed management and the new manager that they have, it don't seem like he want to spend any more money in St. Martin. So we had contacted Chippy. And we are open for anyone who willing to help. Our doors is not closed.
So would you say financially that you, with all the sponsors that you have now, that you can start Carnival for 2016?
Yes, we could start it, and because government, as I say, step up to another notch, that's why we could have taken that decision and said that we're going to help all the troop leaders for the senior Carnival, which we already just helped the small ones, but this year now we'll be helping all of the senior troops with at least €1,500 to pay for their music, because over the years the committee has always been paying the music for the children parade.
Now, every year you have the inspection, and you always be very strict about the inspection. Are you going to have, is that same format going to be applied for next year?
Yes, the same format will be applied for next year Gospel Life, and when you listen, you don't get no more problem. The first 2 years, when they came with the rules, we was like, okay, there's new rules, you gotta oblige. And when they explain us, don't leave the booths be stick on each other, leave a space between each booth in order to put the barbecue grill. And the minute we start doing that, inspection does be passed and it does be validated less than 20 minutes. So they say if you abide by rules, things should go good, and that's what we do, abide by the rules.
Well, it's more like you want to share to the people so that they can come out and enjoy your Carnival on the front side.
Well, we are telling them, feel free, don't be afraid. Some folks got a way of saying that the immigration gonna be out, the gendarme gonna be out. Last year we did it with the gendarme. We had a meeting with them, and we get a grace period during that time that they could lift certain rules that they have with drinking and driving. I told no one to be over-toxicated. But you could come on the friend side, you will not be deported, you could have fun, you could enjoy yourself, nobody gonna harass you, that's for sure. Because folks have a way of telling people that if you come to the friend side, you're gonna get deported. That's not true. You come to the friend side, you're gonna have fun just like you go anywhere else. You just gotta make it happen. It's one island, and we unfortunately one island that could have 2 events in the same year.
Now, I know the Carnival is a lot of work on the French side, and I know you've been around for quite a while and doing it. What about your working team? Are they still there with you, working to make sure that everything goes right?
Yes, I still have the same team. The only person I don't have no longer with me, but I could call him at any time for any advice, which is my vice president, Hubert Fleming. because of health reason last year, he had to resign from the Carnival committee, but if you do call him, as I say, he will help you on the phone, or he will get a document go to where you have to go for you. But we have a good team, and we're still open for anyone who want to join the committee. As I said, no matter which side of the island you're from, if you want to join the committee, feel free to join. Once you come and get to work, we are willing to receive you.
Now, you know, in Carnival, the two biggest things that stand up is the Jube and the Grand Parade. How are that going to be for next year?
Well, the Jube going to be, as the promoter who's having the Soca show, he's telling us it's going to be the same procedure where the band that win the Soca show in the village, the band clash, that will be the band going on the road. The committee themselves will be providing a next band, and we already got a sponsor who let us know they will be providing a next band. So upcoming Juve, we are looking at least for 3 bands this time.